Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Scope. And now, here are your hosts, Jared, Adam, and Shane.
I can tell the show's starting because Jared just pointed at me. To talk. Episode 190 of The Scope is here. We're excited the three of us are together.
On a weeknight.
We're recording a little early this time around, so...
Because Adam's a busy man on the weekends now.
Yeah, you can't pin him down. He's always got something going
12
on.
seconds in, it's already my fault.
Well, why wouldn't it be?
Gotcha. Noted.
Noted. Put it down. Right
Noted for the list.
Write that down.
So, what has you so occupied these weekends?
What has you
I'm helping with a move, a cabin-to-cabin move this upcoming weekend.
Adam gets to do all the pillows. That's all he's trusted with.
Is that some sort of code for you're helping someone move their grow farm? Their hydroponic setup?
Yeah. We're moving it.
Cabin to cabin.
We're moving
Wink,
it to
wink.
Colorado, so it's good.
Right.
I don't have to move too much because I cut a large portion of my ring finger off.
Yeah, tell that story.
What?
It's just a Band-Aid now, so it doesn't look as
Was it
as
actually
severe.
a large portion?
Yeah.
You have
Tell me, give me, is it like a size of a outside shell of a peanut M&M kind of thing?
Yeah. Sure.
Like,
Outside shell
like a
of-
chunk.
Yeah, a chunk.
Was it?
If you
Yeah.
if you go from kind of like where your nail hits the skin on your ring finger at the very middle, and then go diagonal parallel along the nail, kind of look at that.
You got a camera. You
chunk.
could even show that right into the camera.
That chunk.
There's no pity. No pity for that.
It's gone. It left.
So did you faint?
I did not faint. I was very quick to act.
Let's go back for a second. How did this happen?
I was using a mandolin to
A mandolin rain.
yeah.
And not one of the coveted instruments of Nicolas Cage in
So-
in that movie.
Here's the thing.
Or Bruce Hornsby.
I have told this story 100 times, and I would say 80% of people think I am referring to the string instrument.
They're unaware of the kitchen tool that is used for slicing things.
much more handy kitchen tool.
So
I might
I'm not
add.
talking about the tiny guitar. I am talking about a vegetable slicer. That you do
the tiny guitar sent from heaven. By
What
the way.
and what sort of tuber were we slicing?
I was chopping a green pepper,
Green.
He was actually trying to chop Jello pudding.
Yeah.
That's why it happened.
That's
problem.
You can't do that.
and
Doesn't
you
hold
know,
up.
Doesn't hold.
It
Surface
comes with
tension.
it comes with a holder.
But
for,
you're too
for
much-
the
Yeah, did you not
vegetable.
use the holder?
Too much of a man.
You're supposed
I wasn't
to use,
using the
You're supposed to use
no,
the holder.
the thing is because you start with not out the holder, and then you're supposed to transition.
Yeah.
When you get to the end, forget that.
you don't want. You got to use the holder for the nubbins.
What you need is one of those.
All I've got left is a nubbin.
Yeah, you.
What you need is one of those shucking gloves.
Well, so I go to work. I go to work
Shucking
the
glove.
next day, and one of my coworkers sent me a link to a blade-proof glove on
Yeah.
Amazon.
Is it like a chainmail thing?
Yes. She's like, you should buy a pair of these. So,
Did you?
helpful? No.
Well, guess what?
I made it this long.
If you do, you're paying taxes on it now, buddy.
That's right. I should
Look,
have done it earlier.
Adam's the kind of guy who's always going to use his mandolin bareback. This is how it is.
He's a bareback kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I went to. I saw it.
Was the lady friend there? Was the fiance there?
She was at one of her volunteer events.
So you were by
because she's
yourself?
A good human being. No, her brother is staying with us till he closes on his house. So we were making dinner together, and then I did that. I said,
You were showing
"Ow."
out for the brother, weren't you?
I guess.
Yeah.
Were you in shock?
I said, and then I looked and I said, yep. No blood started coming out initially, so I may not be a live human being.
Oh my god! Yeah,
I go to the sink, I turn on
We
cold
just
water,
have poor circulation.
I've had enough of this story. Next.
and then blood just starts coming out,
Yeah.
just gushing everywhere.
Peppers ruined.
Dinner was
Dinner
ruined.
is over.
Okay.
We went to urgent care. It only took an hour, so
They made you sit there for an hour. I'm
So
surprised.
I was fine. I mean, it was bleeding, but like I was holding
Yeah.
a towel
Tourniquet?
wrapped. Nothing was there. Nothing. It wasn't dripping out. So I was.
So this
fine.
story's BS, is what you're saying.
They put this cool stuff on.
Just rub some dirt in it. Come on.
exactly.
He's out there in the backyard.
There's this future stuff called gel foam,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
But it's not future stuff because the
it's
future is now.
It's like Dippin Dots, right? It's the medical equivalent.
I
of Dippin'
understand.
Dots.
Okay.
It is a piece of foam, basically, a millimeter thick, let's say, and shaped like a rectangle, like a Band-Aid. And they cut a little piece and they put it on your open wound, and it helps stop the bleeding, and it helps form a scab with it.
Wow.
And
Is this like a NASA thing?
it probably was like Velcro. So on my middle finger, which was not that bad of a cut, see, it's done now.
Yeah.
They put
just-
two
just
layers on, and that hurt.
Just gave the bird to the audience, but good job.
Yeah. They put two layers on, and they put it right on the open wound.
Yeah.
And that hurt.
What did it feel like? A stinging sensation?
Yeah, stinging, but way worse. And then my ring finger, they had to put 7 layers of it on.
Oh my.
Yeah. So to get it to stop bleeding, but it did. It stopped bleeding, and it's cool. It's foam. It's like, you can move it and everything, but once it gets wet and then hardens, it's like plaster.
Wow.
And it fell off automatically once the scab had formed.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Fell off with the scab.
I was walking.
My job here is done.
To the bathroom.
Time to go.
At work, and I'd been like feeling it. It took 2 weeks.
It's like a chrysalis.
I'd been kind of feeling around it, and then like I was like,
And his
my
finger emerged newly.
it feels different. So it's I
got
still have
wings
like
now.
it
Very
just
strange.
looks like a. It looks like just a cut with an open scab
Yeah.
on it right now. It'll be okay.
How's it going to look when it's done? When it's all healed up?
You can't. I don't know if you can tell.
I can
but
just
you
see a Band-Aid, really.
I know. Okay, on my middle finger,
I can see a
you
slash
see
in there.
You see it's flat.
Yep.
See how it's going to be more flat.
So
it's not growing back.
And so you will have a.
So you're not part salamander.
Do not use that
Okay.
finger for your iPhone fingerprint scan because it will no longer recognize.
No,
you.
I should use it going forward because
Yeah.
no one else will have that.
That's
Be
true.
able to replicate that fingerprint.
So is your new physical deformities putting the wedding in danger? And she wants
Well,
only a perfect.
I told
uncut-
Mandy, I was like, I guess I don't have to wear a ring now, and she informed me
Now you've got
it's
3
the wrong
cuts.
hand.
Yeah.
So I fucked up that one.
I say now he's got
Oh,
3
gee.
cuts.
So I still have to get married.
He can't escape it.
Try as you will.
Yeah.
Try to get out by
Anything-
mandolin.
yeah.
I heard that they all turn into devils afterwards, so I've been trying to get out. Shane.
No comment.
I've also heard stories about the men turning into controlling jerks too. How about that?
That's true.
That sounds a lot like me.
Sounds about right.
You did this.
Adam has it exactly right.
I think
See?
we're back.
What are you doing over there?
That
Our headphones.
that robot knew what was what.
With our new Amazon money that we're going to be making hand over fist, Jared, please buy us a new one of these. Please. Because it cuts in and out on us all the time. Adam?
You're just weak. If you wouldn't slap
Adam,
it,
confirm it.
All the time is a little bit of overstatement, but it does, especially when I'm bouncing my knees up and down.
maybe you don't put so much pressure on the table.
How about I'll just hover on top of it like
Just
this.
do a hover job. That's what I want. This episode brought to you by hover.com.
Look at me in the camera. Hovering. So you're safe.
Yep, I'm fine now.
You're going to heal up fine.
I hope so. I had to get a tetanus shot. That was fun.
Right in your tuchus.
Tdap, T-pad, one of those.
T-Pain.
Here's the question. Did
TI.
Did Mandy take care of you? Like after it was all said and done?
Sure. I don't know.
Did she feel sad? Like feel bad
take
for you?
care of
Yeah, right. She drove me home. She drove us to Jimmy John's because we didn't get to eat dinner.
course
and we
not.
found the only Jimmy John's closed at 9:45.
Really?
That's because they're so freaky fast that they already ran through all of their orders for the
I guess
day
so.
in advance.
The anticipation.
By the way, do you guys find this is an anecdotal thing?
This
do you,
is
do you
really
guys,
crazy.
Do you guys find that Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery drivers are assholes on the road? Because I do.
I just saw one driving.
They're jerks. They're freaky fast because their drivers are assholes.
There we
I
have
believe
it.
Just saying it.
I believe it.
I
Confirmed.
just blew any chance of a
Firing
Jimmy John's
shots.
sponsorship. I know it.
I would slam my hand angrily on the table, but we don't know what that might cause.
That-
and it would be all my fault.
The headphone amp will just explode.
Let's do it real quick. Let's do a ranking.
Yeah.
Jimmy John's,
Yeah.
Subway, Jersey Mike's,
Never had it.
Never had it. Try
and
again.
Which.
Ooh, which is
And
number one?
Potbellies.
Never had that. I've had which.
You
Okay.
never had Potbelly?
No.
In
no,
all
no,
these
the
years?
other one before that.
Which you've never had.
Never had
Potbelly you have had.
Never had which. I've seen it.
So you've had Jimmy John's, Subway. This is dumb. I was.
What
not
about
being
Firehouse
serious.
Subs?
Firehouse Subs. That's fine.
Brand
too.
new in the neighborhood. for
Never
us.
been there.
I liked it.
What's their unique twist on the sandwich game?
They're cooked, just like Quiznos.
They're
Okay.
warm, and they've got a fireman's theme.
Okay.
Just as true. Here's a
Do they actually have
here,
like the slickers on? And
Here is a tangent to a tangent. I kid. Okay, I
We're all
kid
over
you
the
not.
place.
So our local.
That's our show, folks.
And after this, then we're done and we're going on to news. So
Okay, boss.
in our brand new what's it called?
Firehouse Subs.
Firehouse Subs.
Okay.
You know, they try.
Does they slide down a pole to take your order?
No,
Do you get to slide down a pole?
they slide up my pole to take an order.
They're the calendar firemen. The guys in the just the suspenders.
I love it.
Go ahead.
The thunder from down under, firehouse style. So they try to make at least a couple parts of the decorations be very neighborhood specific. You know, because it's firemen, so
Sure.
of course we've got to be
Like Applebee's.
Yeah. So I'm not kidding you, Jared. At our local Richfield establishment, they have a very big mural. It's like a big painting that's probably 10 feet across at least, and
Not a fresco.
maybe 5 feet down, like an oil, perhaps an oil painting. And it's a very inspirational picture of
JC.
of the local Richfield Fire Department.
Mm-hmm.
And and I have a feeling that this picture is probably the same picture that they use, painted picture, at every firehouse sub. So what it is it's got a house
Yeah.
that
It's on fire.
yeah,
Firehouse.
engulfed in flames, like a suburban house, and then like a beautiful treescape in the background. There's only 2 firemen that are out there fighting this fire.
Not enough.
With a fire truck that Richfield does not have because they're far too modern. And then it's Richfield because
It's like an old timey fire.
because
truck
I
kind of
think
thing?
it's like super new. It's like something out of Blade Runner.
Okay.
And then on the truck it's got like Richfield Fire
Driven
Department.
by a replicant.
And then in the background above the trees, it's Richfield because the Richfield water tower is just sneaking above. And I'm thinking, this is not really a great representation of what
No,
Richfield is.
it's like cut and paste. You can
This house is engulfed. There's probably people inside of it.
Sure.
And they've only got 2 firemen and 1 hose.
Oh, you need at least 4.
And they don't even have their
Yeah.
fireman jackets on. They're half naked.
Yeah,
Are they half naked like calendar style?
And they may have been.
Okay.
But, it looked like a very beautiful, like a sunset evening on a beautiful summer night.
I mean, if
We're
you're
just
going to have a house fire, the magic hour is the best time. I'm just saying.
I just
the
love
lighting is
the
so.
witching hour.
I just love this little water tower just peeking over the tree horizon.
You think like there's a
So
there's
if
a
you
guy
have a firehouse sub near your house,
I don't.
we need to see if this picture is everywhere because I think they're pulling a
Well,
scam.
they don't have water towers everywhere. What do they do about that?
Yeah, that's true.
I think this is probably a reproduction of an original painting, and I just imagine there's a guy sitting across the street from this house fire. He's got his easel out.
Yes,
got his
that's
canvas.
what I'm thinking. Like who is going to be painting this picture?
He's holding his thumb
got
up
his thumb up.
as they do. He's
Yeah.
judging perspective and he's mixing his.
He's yelling at the
Paints.
firemen
I
for
think
moving.
he probably
Yeah.
looks. He probably looks a little bit like Bob Ross.
of course.
A little pretty little tree
All right,
over here.
That's exactly what it is.
The pretty little.
This is a great story, guys.
In your world, you can have a water tower wherever you want to. Just put it right above this tree line.
Do we want to talk football at all?
Briefly, we're already a half hour in. It feels like. All right, so
brief music.
So the last time we talked football, we had predicted jokingly, I think, the downfall of the NFL.
Chelsea. That's who I'm backing.
And
this
all
year.
of a sudden-
Vikings. We had predicted the Vikings would be 3-0, and that the Redskins
Would be like 0
would
and
be
5
out
or
of the
something.
league. Done.
So interesting things happened to both teams.
Yep.
Probably more so with the Vikings, and not a lot of good, interesting stuff. I would argue the most schizophrenic team in football, maybe one of the most disgusting franchises in football, given their track record. That's how far I'm going.
All right.
One of the highest arrest records per team.
That's true.
We've got a
There's
corrupt.
nothing else to do here.
We've got a corrupt owner who has been convicted for money laundering. They won't pay for glass to save birds. One
can't make this stuff up.
One of
Okay.
the best players in the NFL hits his child with a tree.
Can I ask you guys
An
a
entire tree.
A
Just-
serious
He
question?
just ripped a birch out of the ground.
Can I ask you
He's
guys?
strong enough to do it. If you've heard about his handshake,
Yeah,
yes,
it's-
Adam.
Strongest in the NFL.
Do you think this can't continue?
AP's
This-
hand would have
this
stopped that blood, and
badness?
Adam's finger like nothing.
Do
Just
you-
clamped right down?
Do you think that these things and the recent CTE study, where 76 of 79
Yep.
ex-football players' brains that are
Yep.
now deceased showed signs of CTE?
Mhm.
Do you think the excitement and fandom of football is going to start fading?
No.
I don't know what it takes.
Isn't that weird?
You know what? You know what would need to happen? Instead of having these concussions that lead to Lou Gehrig's and dementia and whatever, I think for fans to really understand what's going on, these football players' heads would have to explode on the field.
Yeah.
Anything that's 5 years in the future,
No.
10 years in the future,
Hey,
even
they're
1 year
grown
in the
up, man.
future.
They know what they're
Yeah.
doing. They're getting paid for it.
Here's what we do.
Yeah.
Everyone on Twitter that says that, they get concussed.
Whoa! Just like that's right through the internet. Just whack.
A new technology from Twitter.
Interesting.
And with the NFLPA. Yeah, here's the thing. Horse racing and boxing were the top 2 sports in the 1940s and 50s.
Yeah.
They effectively don't exist anymore. They happen, but no one takes them seriously.
They didn't have a Budweiser sponsorship.
That's where those Clydesdales came from.
Oh, right.
So what do you get?
It's a different time.
Is that a proper parallel?
I mean, they're not proper. The NFL is so entrenched. No sport has ever been this way before.
Sure. Except
soccer
FIFA soccer across the world.
Right.
Or just soccer in general.
And FIFA is a horrible organization.
They're just
also.
as bad, maybe. Maybe worse, probably.
Hey, guess what? Where there's money, there's corruption.
Right.
Pretty simple.
There we go.
So how about this? The companies that provide insurance to high schools and colleges, they start raising their premiums because they don't want to start having to pay for all this stuff that these kids are getting into. Schools can't afford it, or schools start dropping curricular classes because they need to have high school football.
Sorry. No home ec.
Right.
we have one foreign language.
No English. Don't worry about even that.
Let's get rid of it.
Then maybe from the bottom up, it starts fading away. I don't know.
Well, I mean, and parents, as the concussion issue becomes a bigger deal, you will probably see less kids playing football, would be my guess.
Less in some places, but just as many in so many other places.
Is the lack of a talent pool then going to affect the pro game eventually?
Yeah, probably.
I think so.
Well, didn't stop us with Christian Ponder.
Okay.
Thank
so bad stuff happened, but you guys have your quarterback of the future. He maybe doesn't have the best ankle in the world.
He's a bit tender down there. A bit tender. Yeah.
We're already judging the quality of his ankle.
I mean, the Vikings, so they lose their best player. They lose their quarterback. The rookie comes in, does a bang-up job for 1 week.
But they lost handedly. Well, I guess the Patriots defense did everything that one game. But then it turns out the Patriots might not be good.
Yeah.
They lost to the
Everybody
Saints,
can beat everybody. That's the problem.
Yeah, I guess that, except, that is what it is.
It's just there's a parity in the NFL.
Who knows? And we got a game tomorrow, Thursday. Will have already happened by the time this episode comes out.
We'll talk about it in a month.
We still don't know which of our quarterbacks is starting.
It'll be Teddy.
The Packers don't know which Aaron Rodgers is.
Depends on if it's raining.
There.
If it's raining, he may not go.
Interesting.
Depending. Wet field.
And then your Washington football team, you lost your number one quarterback.
Yep.
They put in some average Joe, I don't know, and all of a sudden he's a superstar.
Well, he was for one game, and then he was terrible the next game.
That's sort of what I see happening with Teddy Bridgewater.
Hey,
if you want to know the truth.
This is what I keep telling everyone.
You don't think he can sustain it?
No.
There's a reason
It'll
why
be back and forth. He's a young guy.
There's so DC has had quarterback controversies ever since I've been alive.
Yeah.
They're terrible. It's the worst fans in maybe other than the Patriots.
Worst fans, but they won't give up on that name.
And the Raiders, yeah.
That's
why they're the worst.
Have you had something like 16 starting quarterbacks in the past, I don't even know how many years it was, like the last 5 years? I mean, it's an ungodly number for the Vikings.
A lot of quarterbacks.
It's
not I don't think yours is as bad.
The Browns is worse than the Vikings, than the Redskins. I'm pretty sure those are the three in the last 10 years with the most starting quarterbacks.
Still.
Washington has gone through a lot.
We both had Jeff George. Jeff
George. He's a gunslinger. Jared, he slings them.
Let's just hope both teams continue to be mediocre, so that once the Scoper Bowl tickets continue to drop in price, we can snap them up.
Expensive right now.
They still are,
They're not dropping.
Well, I mean, I've seen some in the $40 range
for
way
terrible
deck.
seats. Yeah.
So we need Teddy to really poop his pants.
We need to start snowing nonstop starting now, so no one wants to go outside.
Oh, that sounds like an absolutely miserable experience on every level.
I'm not on board with that.
All right.
Sorry.
RG3 will be back because Kirk Cousins is not a good quarterback, or he's an average quarterback. We should all understand.
Yes.
There's a reason why he was drafted in the 4th round. Not everyone is Tom Brady.
No.
That's all.
I don't think Tom Brady's Tom Brady right now either.
No, he's definitely not. But he was Tom Brady for a long time.
Yeah.
He'll retire when he sucks.
We shall see. And with that, what do we got going on for the rest of the show? It's news. So pretty much what we're doing now, except slightly more structured. Okay. Adam tells us the truth. And all of your coming soon goodness. So let's take a quick microsecond break. Make sure to buy all your purchases through Amazon through the scope.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. We'll talk about it at the end. Amazon's back, folks. Go ahead.
We'll be right back.
This is The Phone.
And we're not a perfect match, but we should take what we can get. For me, that's you. I'll settle for you.
Some whispering poem was calling us home to a place we know never existed.
teacher. It seems like years since you mowed the lawn. Here comes my son, do-do-do-do. Here comes my son, and I say, you're stupid.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Everybody wants to be internet famous. Everybody wanna be just like me, I'm famous.
Under the scope.
Hey everybody, Under the Scope here, and so is news. Any breaking news bulletins, Adam?
This was earlier today.
Coming over the wire.
We were talking about football before the break.
We were.
And speaking of football,
Yeah.
The NFL and DirecTV, who have been rumored for 2 or so years to be maybe breaking up.
Breaking up is hard to do.
Well, they're not breaking up. They
Oh.
renewed their deal for DirecTV's Sunday Ticket for streaming rights in North America. Everything stays as terrible as it is. So
Status quo
That's
established.
great. Yes.
Reestablished.
Yep. That's all.
Something clever to say about that, Jared?
No, I've never been an NFL Sunday Ticket subscriber, so
So
doesn't
screw
really
it.
matter to
For
me,
you
I guess.
guys, it's fine. Your local team is your team. It's annoying for me and other transplants.
How much money will the NFL be giving to concussion-related injury centers? And
Less than they're giving to less than DirecTV is giving them.
Fair enough.
For fair rights for their exclusive rights to this. It's annoying because the NFL has their own streaming service that's international, outside the U.S.
but I bet you can't get it here.
And it's the equivalent of approximately $100 a year for everything. That includes the NFL Network, Thursday night games, Sunday night games, and Monday night games.
Would you spend $100 if you could get that?
With certain proxy technology, I can get that.
For $100.
VPNs are easily had.
So that's how I'm watching my Washington Redskin games this season. It's worked out fine so far. It's great.
He's on the record.
It's not illegal. I paid for a service. Eric the actor passed away
Ack.
this past year.
He did.
This past week.
Adam is a future man.
So that's sad. You guys both keep up with Stern,
Yeah,
more or less.
I'm current.
How has this affected your guys' listening to the show?
I'm done.
You're
I'm out.
You had no other reason to
No.
listen other than formerly Eric the Midget, now Eric the actor.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think on the show they took it pretty hard. I mean, I mean,
he's been a big part of the show over the last 10 years.
Yeah, I think that he has effectively been as much a cast member as, let's say, George Takei, probably more. I mean, Eric would be on the show a couple times a week. He would get, an hour of an appearance, half hour to an hour every single time. He was a fixture. So yeah, I think it was a little sad and surprising. I mean,
he knew how to stretch out a call.
Yeah,
they were so annoyed, but
they weren't all
didn't want to go away.
They weren't all gold, but
No.
boy, there were some great moments in there. So yeah, I think that as I don't know, I was just talking to a friend about this today. As you get older, it's weird how people that are famous tend to die more because everyone's older. So we've had an interesting stretch.
The people we care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had an interesting stretch of famous people dying. I know Eric, the actor, is not famous by most people's standards, but it's just another example. And, I would say that Eric, the actor, probably has more impact in Jared in my life than, let's say, Robin Williams did, or even Joan Rivers for that matter.
At least on a day-to-day
basis.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, it's kind of strange, and I think that there will be a different dynamic to the show as they go on. So yeah, it was sad.
There's the content that Eric generated, but there's also his kind of the people in his sphere of influence.
Sure.
Who your Johnny Ferrato, your Gonzo Shitcock, who apparently has deleted his Twitter account now.
He's out.
There's just another. There's people related to him that kind of expanded the storyline, and I'm not sure if some of those people will be on the show as much, if at all.
Yeah,
anymore.
probably not.
So it's a whole kind of chunk of the show that's now missing that you could just kind of could pop up at any moment, and you always, for the most part, enjoyed it when it happened. Now it's like, okay, well, what's next?
And here's the thing:
they brought Beetlejuice back on, so
yeah. And here's the thing about the Whack Pack is that Howard is sort of over the years, and especially recently, has kind of pivoted away from Whack Packers that are mentally ill. You know, I mean, it's easy, or they have some sort of mental incapacity, like I don't know, like Wendy or
Elephant Boy
or Gary. Well, no, I think Elephant Boy is all
just a speech impediment.
Just a speech impediment.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
he's maybe a little slow, but
Gary?
not
Gary the
yeah.
retard then?
Gary the what do they call him? Gary the Guardian or something? Gary the Gladiator, is that his new
I
nickname?
don't know what his new nickname
But
is.
I mean, even to the point where they don't even call him that anymore. So
Does Crackhead Bob, did he opt out on his own, or did the show pivot away from him?
I think that he sort of opted out on his own.
Okay.
But the thing about Eric was, while he did have a handicap, I mean, he was all in his right mind.
Oh, yeah.
So he was he was just delusional. So he was a bit more fair game in the sense that, you could have a conversation with him and, whether he was acting it up or whatever, you didn't feel so bad featuring a guy like that.
Sure.
So I think that's what made him possibly the best Whack Packer they've ever had. Just because
Have you listened to Monday's show
because
yet?
of that. I'm halfway through it.
Okay. So have they mentioned the poll that they're running?
Yeah, so they have a poll for best Whack Packer between Eric. You have to have Beetlejuice in the conversation. You have to have Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf.
Yeah, those are the three.
Those are the three. And you could have an argument for any of them if you really wanted to.
I know it's partly because I just have not listened during a lot of the last 5 or so years, but Hank will always be. I remember when Hank died.
Yeah, that was sad too.
I was sad about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I always liked Hank, but my favorite Hank bits are when Hank and Beetlejuice were fighting.
Yeah.
That is possibly some of the best radio ever made. So,
you know how you fill this hole, this void? Artie Lang.
already bring him back.
So
a lot more Bigfoot.
When the news broke, Shane and I were texting back and forth, and so I texted to Shane, I guess, bye forever. His catchphrase was bye for now.
And that's how we're closing our show for the time being.
Bye
So,
forever.
Bye for now. So yeah, Eric the actor, R.I.P. I hope you're floating to balloons to heaven. Floating with balloons to heaven.
Fly me with
Balloons all float down here.
Absolutely. So what else you got in your list of fun?
All right. You know what? This has been a bad week for news. Not like
okay.
there's no news, but it's none of it's good. So we're gonna stick mostly to entertainment.
Good.
So how about the fact that Netflix seems to have a new trick up its sleeve as far as movie
trick?
releases are concerned.
Okay.
They are teaming up with certain studios to release on Netflix the same day as the theatrical releases.
Oh, this is news. Because I know they had a long, like a 28-day delay a lot of times.
Yeah, so they're starting this with the sequel to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
I've been waiting for this for like 10, 15 years. I've been
Oh, I
demanding.
see. You said theatrical release.
Yeah.
This is a trick, Jerry.
Oh, this is even better than. Go ahead.
Well, I'm sure it'll be great.
So this. What do you mean this will be great? You being cynical, sarcastic?
It's like straight to video practically, isn't it?
Well,
You actually see the cables as they're running across the top of the trees. Seeing the guy going like this.
well,
up there.
so it's funny.
See, that's the old mindset. The new mindset is that it's okay. VOD is just fine.
Yeah. So
it's just another way for people to see the
Jeez.
movie. They don't. So people who aren't going to go to the theater anyway.
So this is coming out.
Sorry, future man.
In IMAX theaters.
Show's all about future.
The same day.
It is.
Yes.
Then you could really see the cable.
Exactly.
You could see the strands of
So
whatever cables
the
are
three
made up to.
biggest theater distributors in
Is
in
Ang Lee
the
involved
country.
in this one?
No.
Is anyone? Is
It's
Chai and Fat?
His brother is in it. Ung Lee.
Ung Lee.
Is doing it.
Got it.
I don't know who's involved with it.
Michelle, what's her face?
Kwan.
Michelle Yeoh?
Michelle Kwan, the famous.
Michelle Kwan is in
fan.
this one.
Anybody named Michelle?
Obama. Michelle Obama's in this one too.
She's got the abs. She can do a proper push-up.
So yes, it's a sequel to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, subtitled The Green Legend.
So like Crouching Mongoose, Hidden Labrador.
So you get,
released the same day on Netflix and IMAX
Trying.
theaters.
I
Trying
know.
over here.
It's like you had to get a different word for crouching and hidden.
I know.
You know, it's
too
just,
much.
It's tough. If we had the stories ahead of time, we could
Squatting Mongoose.
Let's see, AMC,
I don't know.
Regal,
Squatting mongoose.
and Cinemark are the three largest distributors in the country.
Yeah.
They say they will not carry the movie.
In protest?
Partly in protest. So Regal and Cinemark.
Take back everything I ever said about Adam not popping his piece.
They're claiming it's in in protest. I can't do it now. I
all
lost
right.
it, guys. AMC, on the other hand, is being catty with it, calling it a home video release. The Regal spokesman said
They are not future people.
Right.
Those theater chains.
At Regal, we will not participate in an experiment where you can see the same product on screens varying from 3 stories tall to 3 inches wide on a smartphone. Oh, snap.
Well,
Oh, snap.
they showed us.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to think about this.
Isn't it weird?
At some point, it's just, I mean, we're not going to have theaters anymore. People
Right.
are just going to see releases.
You know what that means?
What?
Way more whirly ball centers in the Twin Cities.
I love it.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Jared, quickly.
Yes.
Squatting mongoose.
Yeah.
Concealed blank.
Ooh.
Concealed
Concealed otter?
otter.
I don't know if I
Adam,
like that.
give me a better animal than otter.
There is no better animal.
Squatting
than
mongoose concealed.
butterfly.
It's a good choice. It's a good choice. Squatting mongoose, concealed butterfly.
I'm writing that down.
Kind of too. Butterfly is too
We're
long.
workshopping the title, I guess.
That's the whole show, guys.
All right.
Tracy
Should we wrap it
Morgan.
up?
Tracy Morgan's in the news.
I read about this. Go ahead.
He may never perform again.
Yeah.
Are they just saying that to?
To set up the inevitable
set up-
return tour?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, with
It's
all
his agent that's saying this.
with
and
all
lawyer.
of, I mean, just saying in light of all of this back and forth
with him and Walmart.
with Walmart, maybe saying that is, you know,
So,
sort of like sticking it to
Why
Walmart.
do you think Walmart would publicly say it is his fault? Tracy Morgan.
They said
and
it's
the-
partially his fault.
right for not wearing a seatbelt. You're not legally required to wear a seatbelt in limos, are you?
I don't know what the laws are. I don't,
Okay.
especially don't know if they would be in,
That's
in
always been
New
my-
Jersey.
Yeah, my.
In New
don't-
Jersey, you may
don't
not
know New Jersey transit law. What the hell are we doing, guys?
Yep.
Well, anyway,
I know. I do
Well, you
know
can't-
you're not legally required to wear a shirt ever.
And you can't,
That's
you
the one
can't
thing
pump
I
your
know.
own gas. So,
right in New Jersey and Oregon, I think. Are
Or Maine.
I don't know.
Anyway, Tracy Morgan's lawyer, Benedict Morelli, says the 30 Rock star has been undergoing extensive physical and mental rehabilitation to improve his speech and cognitive capabilities, but it's unclear whether he'll ever act or perform stand-up again. The quote from the lawyer is that the jury's still out. The doctors don't know the answer, and I don't know the answer.
Wow.
What about Tracy Jordan?
Oh, yeah, he's already back.
He's back. Okay.
Back.
Yeah, 31st Rock.
Got to get that EGOT.
Well, I hope that he does come back.
I hope he does,
I think
too.
I think
I
that
do,
it
too.
I think it's a miscalculation by Walmart, being a hated company as it is, to
Right.
even say anything. Just shut your mouth, let it
That's
play out
weird.
in court, and let the chips fall where they may.
Totally agree.
But not that I want to be a PR guy for Walmart, but
Right.
I'm more of a common sense sort of fellow.
Should have given in and started selling Sega a lot earlier.
Right.
Shane, what's your
Very
favorite,
inside baseball there.
favorite movie of the last 3 years?
Ooh.
Tough one.
Would I be lying if I said the Turtles remake?
When did Dunstan checks in come out?
Way longer
Oh,
than
okay.
that.
It's timeless, is what he's saying.
My guess is Perks of Being a Wallflower.
That's up there. That would
Up
be
there.
a
Gravity's
top.
up there.
Sure.
Gravity's really damn good.
Well, speaking of Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Go ahead.
Sequel.
No.
Perks of being a sunflower.
If only, right? I would love
Jared,
a
fill in the
sequel.
blank.
Mm-hmm.
Perks of being a blank.
A daffodil.
Otter.
Done. I need to have a match game sound effect at my call, at
Oh.
my beck and call.
Yeah.
He
Go ahead.
is writing the screenplay.
Who?
Steven
Chbosky, yep.
He's writing the screenplay for the upcoming 2016
Seems like a bit far out.
remake of
Jaws.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty.
and the Beast.
Beauty and the blank.
Butterfly.
I don't know what to make of that
Isn't
at
that
all.
weird? It's a weird choice.
I thought he was like directing a movie right now or something like that.
He might be. I mean, yeah, it's screenplay. He can do that in his off time. It's fine.
Sure. Yeah, I love that guy. I think that if he never did never did another thing, he hit a home run, A+.
Oh, sure.
So I'll give the guy a benefit of the doubt. He also created.
Look, you don't break the home run record by hitting one home run. You got to juice up and you got to hit like 700.
Get that head really big, Bond style.
Jared, what was the name of the CBS TV show that was cut from the same cloth as Lost, where there were nuclear bombs going off in the country, and the town was cut off.
Not Under the Dome?
Not Under the Dome.
Oh, Jericho.
Jericho.
Skeet Ulrich.
He was one of the creators and writers for Jericho.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Isn't that weird? That's
that show
another
had
weird
a lot
thing.
of potential.
Yeah.
Well, just because you're an emotional your somewhat autobiography is an emotional thing doesn't mean you don't have the capability of writing an action-y thing.
Sure. It just seems like with Perks being such a deep, thoughtful, connected piece.
Yeah.
You get Jericho, which who knows, maybe it's had TV execs meddling in it, but that seemed very surface and, like Jared said, full of possibility, but executed poorly, I think, across the board.
The interesting thing is,
not every episode.
Every single second.
Emma Watson and Chbosky kind of formed a good friendship during that movie, and
an alliance.
She is currently attached to a different Beauty and the Beast remake that's being written and produced by Guillermo del Toro.
How many Beauty and the Beast properties do we need?
Jared.
We've got the TV show.
Public domain.
We've got the movie.
Public domain.
We have the other TV show.
Blank and the Beast.
Otter.
Otter. Blank and the Beast.
Yeah.
Do we want it to be alliterative?
Yes, it has to be a B word.
Blackish.
Blackish and the Beast. It's dicey. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Buttafuoco.
That's good.
Winner. Ding.
That's a real good one. So anyway, there are now rumors swirling that maybe Emma Watson will drop that project. And come over to this one.
Like a bad habit.
Exactly.
Next.
So
Community.
she's switching Beauties and Beasts for...
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So
interesting.
you heard about this new project, Buttafuoco and the Beast.
Buttafuoco.
Buttafuoco.
You gotta say it like Letterman did when it was his punchline for like 3 years. Buttafuoco.
Buttafuoco.
Do you think that will be his final top 10 list? Number 1 will be Buttafuoco?
No.
I hope it is.
No.
I just wrote that joke. Community is losing another longtime star. Yvette Nicole Brown won't be back for the possibly last season.
It'll be the last season.
And then the movie.
They can't do it anymore.
And then the movie.
Maybe she'll be on the movie. Her father is having medical issues, so she's not going to be doing that. She will still be on CBS's mid-season reboot of The Odd Couple. It's a multi-camera sitcom, so it'll be a little easier.
Starring
for her to,
whom?
I don't know. I don't have that in
Starring
my...
Yvette Nicole Brown.
Yeah.
I'm happy it wasn't over creative differences. When I first saw the headline, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then I read the story. I'm like, well, I can't really fault her for that.
Right.
Take care of Dad.
It's nice of her.
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Right. The Odd Couple. Who's the... he's the neat one?
Let's find out. Starring Matthew Perry and Thomas Lennon.
Oh, really?
Thomas Lennon must be the neat one.
Yeah. Gotta be. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
He's kind of neat.
He's a neat freak.
When is Joey going to get another show?
Who? Joey?
Yeah.
He got Joey.
Oh.
You don't get another show after you got a show named after yourself.
Well, he was on, was it Extras? He had a show, a cable show.
Mhm.
Jared.
Yeah.
There's a new sitcom coming out,
Yeah.
and that sitcom is telling the life story of you and me.
Oh, my.
The name of that show is called The Blank Couple.
Can't be odd because that's already been used.
The Bod Couple, and it's about you guys are ex. What are these guys?
Egyptians?
No, my hearts are doing that work out. You know that they do the competition.
With the muscle, the muscle
yeah,
man.
there we go.
They lift at the muscles.
Mr. Universe thing.
I don't have a good one for this. I'm totally.
It's a period piece.
Oh, is it?
It's the Mod Couple.
Mod Couple.
Mod Couple.
So it's a Mod
I don't
Squad
know.
remake.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
okay.
I was hoping. I was setting you up, and it was more like a curveball to the outside.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Hey,
Low to the outside, ball two. Go
Jared.
ahead. Yes.
Favorite
Jared Co.
summer sitcom.
Favorite
you.
summer
Sitcom
this summer.
This summer.
The Blank Couple.
Definitely FX's You're the Worst.
Perfect. Excellent
Where is
segue.
it?
I like Married.
Married and You're the Worst.
Never
Both
seen it.
renewed for next year.
Interesting
Married,
twist on this, though. I hope
Yes.
you'll cover it.
Married is going to remain on FX. You're the Worst They are moving to FXX, where it will lead its own night or carry its own night. As
Is
they
it that
say
good?
in the industry. It is that good. Season 1
very
was
good.
anyway. They're giving it 2 additional episodes.
So 12? Was
12.
it 10 before?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. They're giving it 3 additional episodes.
So
So
13.
up to 13.
Okay.
And yeah,
Adam?
I'm excited. I really like that show. So
Do we get FXX in
Yes,
this
we
one?
do.
Okay.
Hey,
I've never watched.
Adam, you know the show that's coming on after You're the Worst next summer?
Mhm.
It's a sitcom based on your life.
Oh,
It's called You're the Blank.
oh, it's actually called You're the Worst, but it's spelled like bratwurst.
Exactly. Yeah. It's German flavor.
I like that.
You're the Wurst.
You are the worst. Did they use? I don't think they use contractions. before.
FXX now is The League.
Yep.
It's Always Sunny.
Mhm.
You're the Worst,
Mhm.
and The Simpsons.
Mhm.
I don't know what else is on that channel.
Legit was on there, but it
Yep.
got canceled.
Yes.
It's 18 hours of Simpsons a day.
They'll bring Terriers back, and they'll put it on that channel.
I heard that was good.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Donald Logue. We'll talk about him next episode.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Kevin
Future
Smith?
Man is back.
This is the bad news of the week. Kevin Smith says Tusk has enabled him to make Clerks 3.
Oh, boy.
What is Tusk?
Tusk is his horror movie that came out
about
2 weeks ago, and no
Angry
one wants to go
It's
see.
Angry Elephants, right?
Walruses.
Its failure allowed him to make Clerks 3?
He says a year and
Explain.
change ago, I was desperately trying to get Clerks 3 made for the 20th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And that desperation, I must have reeked of it because I couldn't.
That was the pizza on his
I couldn't fucking find money and shit. But it was Tusk.
hockey sweater.
People going, holy fuck, what else do you have? And I was like
nothing.
Clerks 3. And they're like, done. So everybody that's like, he failed. I'm like, thank you. I failed into doing Clerks 3.
Jared, your take on Kevin Smith in 2 sentences. Go.
I really liked Clerks and Mallrats. Period.
1 sentence?
I haven't liked too much since.
I'll give it to you in 1 sentence.
All right.
Kevin Smith is a terrible filmmaker,
Yep.
but he's fascinating to listen
Yes.
to.
All of those Kevin Smith Speaks things,
Yeah.
they're fun to listen
It's
to.
as good as it gets.
I haven't listened to it yet, but he is on a recent episode of the Nerdist podcast as well.
Does he talk about Star Wars on it?
I have not listened.
So you talk about Superman on it.
Does he talk about
I have not listened
What
to
else
it.
does he talk
Does he talk about Tusk too?
Electric Tuscaloo?
I have not listened to it.
Mm. Are you sure?
Okay, we're going to go through the rest of these quick.
Fairly sure.
Quick.
Quick.
We're at an hour.
I know. Why
I'm
the
missing
last,
Survivor.
Why the Last Man? The
Yeah.
movie adaptation.
Canceled.
Canceled again.
Don't care.
It's a great comic book. You would love it.
Yeah, Dan Trachtenberg was set to helmet, and the rights, due to time, I think.
It
went
absolutely
back
needs to be an
BKV.
HBO show. Next
Agreed.
story.
Just like Preacher. What's happening with the Preacher?
It's-
AMC, right?
Yeah, and it's gonna be their next Walking Dead.
Okay.
What about the
Um,
next Walking Dead being the next Walking Dead?
That'll
No,
be
that's impossible.
That'll be the Strutting Dead, and it will be
Two more
John
stories.
Travolta set 1970s disco.
This week, hackers were charged with stealing over $100
Thanks.
million in U.S. Army and Xbox technology.
Xbox. Original Xbox.
No, Xbox One.
Yeah, the original Xbox.
These hackers, $100 million is a farce. That doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It's a farce.
4 men aged between 18 and 28 are
I mean,
alleged
I
to
lost
have
$100 million
stolen,
on the couch cushions.
are alleged to have stolen Xbox technology, Apache helicopter training software, not on
Time's
the
up.
Xbox,
Gotta go.
and pre-release copies of games like Modern Warfare 3.
True story. They left every single Connect.
It's true.
They wouldn't
So,
touch it.
Here's what they did. They hacked into Microsoft.
Thank you.
The Department of Justice
allow
Apache
it.
helicopter thing's kind of boring, but they hacked into Microsoft's corporate headquarters, got
Just dusting. Don't mind me.
details of what the Xbox One was going to be,
Yeah.
built a fraudulent version of it.
Yeah.
With all the specs, they had an early version of the operating system it was going to be running, and put it up for sale on eBay before the actual Xbox One was released last November.
And none of these people were over the age of 23.
28 was the oldest
Yeah.
one.
He was the dumb one.
Well, yeah, because that's how they. McAndrew said FBI officials in Delaware were alerted to the hacking operation in 2011 by a confidential informant.
They just made one?
Yeah.
That's all you
How
need,
much did they
Jared.
sell it for?
$1 billion.
They don't have the eBay listing.
Adam
here.
did not do the research.
Oh.
Next.
Last thing. This is about Ebola.
Ooh.
Well, you're ending on a high note.
Here we go. Nope,
we go.
it is a high note.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a quiz.
Oh.
Because people are worried that they
So
have
is it a
Ebola.
fill in the blank type of quiz?
We haven't had enough of those. It's a 1-question quiz. It's really good.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Have you touched the vomit, blood, sweat, saliva, urine, or feces of someone who might have Ebola?
Only feces.
So probably no.
Did you say vomit?
I zero right in on the feces.
I said vomit.
Then-
Vomit was the first
Well,
thing I
Jared
said.
did the
Then
vomit, and then
no.
I did the feces.
Really, it was a weird scene.
Okay. So if your
I'm
answer,
picturing it. I don't like what I
There
see in
might
my
have-
head.
there might
your
have been
answer
ketamine
is
involved.
no, you do not have Ebola.
Oh, I don't. Yeah,
Good news.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
It's not airborne. Calm down.
and you can only.
All day. All of
If
your
you're not-
tweets are always, I know how you are. You're always freaking out about Ebola.
And it can't be transmitted unless you're symptomatic.
Right.
Still,
okay.
at the same time, when a patient comes to the hospital with a fever and says that he's just recently from West Africa,
And
maybe don't send him home.
and he was touching feces.
Right. He was doing a lot of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he wants to. He's a textural kind of guy.
He was like a chimpanzee flinging it around the waiting room.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't
Exactly.
send him home and saying, "Oh, you've got a viral fever."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what state did that happen in?
Texas.
Tejas.
Dallas, Texas.
Done.
I was in Dallas, Texas, like 9 years ago. So clearly,
So you're clearly an expert.
I might have Ebola. is what
You're,
I'm saying.
we're quarantining you right now. Most people can't
Yeah.
see this, but our new setup for you is like Robin Quivers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're,
yeah. I'm
you're
gonna-
in your own.
I'm in a bubble.
Jared's going to give us his take on the assassination of Kennedy too, since he was there. He's got that all figured out. School book depository.
That is it. That is it for the news.
I'm going to do it next time, though. I'm not doing it now.
All right. Boom.
I think that might have been the best news segment we've ever had. I'm not. And notice I didn't say that I ever did. We did as a group.
The best one. Well, if you think it was the best one,
We
you
were
can
fairly punchy.
call our voicemail line.
We
612.
chatted. We
even
discussed
scope.
things.
We made jokes. We
We-
created a bit on the fly.
We mostly talked about a small man that died maybe more than a week ago.
He'll never die in my heart.
That's nice.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
It's a big list I saw.
There are a lot of things coming out. So
Guys,
I'm
the
gonna-
holidays are fast approaching.
That's right.
It's time to get some media out in stores.
All right, music. First off, we've got.
Wow, that's funny.
This is for the week of October 5th,
Yeah.
2014.
2014.
Okay. First, we have X Factor winners and couple Alex and Sierra.
How did that not hit?
I thought we were filling in a blank. What is this?
How was that not the hit for
What
the
are
week?
we? What category are we in?
Yeah, what are we talking
That's
about?
music.
Did he just have a stroke?
What?
I mean, I don't even
You
understand
started-
any of those
you
words
just started
coming out of your
throwing-
mouth.
Start throwing names and letters out. I don't know.
I said,
But a Fiocco?
I said X Factor winners.
I know.
And dating couple.
But I didn't. You didn't get to give the category.
Oh, I know those guys.
Do you?
Yeah.
Sorry, music.
Okay.
Next. That's who we're starting with?
La música.
They're the first ones on Wikipedia's list. I
Wow.
don't know what you want
Don't
from
they?
me.
They should alphabetize that. X Factor is late in the alphabet.
All right.
It's almost at the end, I think.
Jason Aldean.
I think so.
He's
The
a-
facts aren't all yet.
He's a country.
Yeah. Jason
Country.
Aldean, country.
Hot new country.
Keisha Cole. Hip hop soul R&B lady. I think she's also on TV.
Oh,
As the Macho Man would say, video scope.
The drummer for Radiohead, Philip Selway.
they all doing solo albums?
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
he doing hits on LimeWire?
I don't know.
Who said what? LimeWire's back.
Yeah.
Finally, the LimeWire joke. I've been
yeah. That's not what I wanted. I want that X.
All right. Nikki Sixx is back.
Finally.
With his side act,
He needs to-
6 a.m.
I want him to write another book. That's all I care about from Nikki Sixx.
So
He's known for his literary prowess.
The Heroin Diaries is a fascinating book. If you like rock and roll,
I love rock and roll.
rock and roll. If you like rock and roll biographies, even autobiographies,
I do.
great read. Just so much debauchery. I love it.
Next.
Next, Stevie Nicks. She's back.
She's on tour. They just started the
Fleetwood Mac was here.
last night.
Yeah.
They're opening the tour here, fully reunited.
Amazing.
Really?
Yes,
Amazing.
Jared. Everyone. Christine McVie is back.
I was never a Fleetwood Mac person. Sorry.
And Weezer.
I thought Weezer was coming out this past week. Because it originally was when they announced it. It was coming
okay.
out September 30th or whatever. But
Back to the Shack, Adam.
Back to the Shack.
That's their
Everything
first single.
will be all right in the end.
I'm hopeful. Please.
I did not like Back to the Shack as a song.
Me either.
It's all right.
Movies.
Rick Ocasek produced it.
We're on to
Back to the
movies.
Shack. It should be called Back to the Blank.
Back to the Blue Album. That's what it should be called.
Well, you have Rick Ocasek.
I'm saying-
producing.
Okay, back to Pinkerton.
Back to the Feces. It's my Ebola take.
Is this your back? Okay.
How about back to the drawing board?
Jared, you're the worst.
I boo this whole show. Movies.
You're the worst.
Movies. All right, real quick. Even though there's a lot of movies coming out, I do have to point out two
I want
that
all
came
of
out.
these to be like what was it? What was the show that had the promo segments at the end of it? What was it? Oh, it was Community. When they did their season finale, they had all those terrible show promos. I want all the shows we came up with to be terrible show promos at the end of a sitcom.
Back to the Feces and you're the worst.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
All right, let's do it. We'll
The
start filming.
mod
Hey,
couple.
let's film them all.
The mod couple.
Let's film them all tonight.
That would get canceled.
Okay, real quick. Two movies. They're coming. They came out last week. They're big though.
What about Squatting Mongoose?
Gone Girl? Sitting Otter.
Concealed butterfly.
Concealed Butterfly.
Sitting. I kind of like sitting.
Gone
Squatting
Girl-
mongoose, sitting butterfly.
Gone Girl came out last week. What
Yeah.
did you guys think of it?
I'm sure we haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
I'm excited
We
to see
tried to see it.
it. Okay. Also, counter-programming, Left Behind.
Oh, boy.
Left Behind.
Why are we talking about last week's movies?
Because those are two big movies that came out in between recording sessions.
Which one is Left Behind?
That is the Christian,
Reimagining, because they already did a series
Yeah.
with Kirk Cameron.
the Kirk Cameron movie
starring
where
Nick Cage. Is
all,
an airline
all the good
pilot.
Christians get ascended to heaven, and the rest of us are left behind.
Well, Adam
Do you
would
guys
still be
think
here.
that's all right?
Oh,
Movies.
Are we going to get into that?
I don't know what's going on.
New movies.
Yes.
Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
I have passes for that.
Based on the book.
Addicted. I don't know what that one is. Dracula Untold.
Oh, my God. That movie's getting a lot of TV advertisements.
I
It
know.
really is.
Too much.
The Judge.
Yeah, I guess it's got-
Oscar bait.
It's got our actual real world Tony Stark and our alternate reality Obadiah Stane in it.
That's how they're actually advertising it.
Yeah, they knew.
It's weird.
They knew.
The Scope says
And Kill the Messenger. I don't know what that is, but Ray Liotta's in it. And Jeremy Renner. Home release. I'm not calling them DVD/Blu-ray
Okay.
anymore. I'm calling them home releases.
Right, because they are available on Amazon and iTunes as well.
Let's go top to bottom from which ones made the most money domestic box office.
Sounds good.
because that's how it was on Wikipedia. It wasn't like
Nope,
you.
it's not. It's not.
You actually cross-reference it?
I mean, it's listed there, but they're not organized.
Okay.
That way. Sleeping Beauty, $51 million.
Sleeping Beauty. What? Like the Disney one?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Was that re-released?
It's a re-release,
It is
Jared.
being re-released.
Did it like do a theatrical run that I just missed?
No,
Oh, no, it's the the vault. Disney's opening their exclusive vault.
it's actually like Scrooge McDuck's shape vault. That's what it
Streaming
is.
directly from the vault.
A Million Ways to Die in the West,
Saw it.
$42 million.
Charlize Theron was the sparkling jewel of that film.
Agreed.
And every movie. And $1 Million Arm, 36
Saw that
million.
one as
Saw
well.
that one too.
I think we probably were a little bit light on that.
We've got another movie.
We were light.
Another movie that we saw.
We probably could have beat up on that.
I don't have a
It was very inoffensive.
box office number on this one. Obvious Child,
Okay.
the Jenny Slate movie.
Yeah.
And
we've seen like all these
We
movies.
saw
That's
every
great.
single one of those.
and the Grand,
I didn't like it as much as you.
The Grand Seduction. I don't know what that one is.
Don't know what that one.
Finally,
That's how I met
video
my
games.
wife.
Bow, burn, bow, bow.
Video games.
What is he up to?
We've got Super Smash Brothers for the
Every
Nintendo
time in
3DS.
Never. Although I like the game, I don't see myself playing it on the 3DS.
No.
Skylanders, Trap Team,
Not getting Skylanders this year.
Alien, Isolation,
Are we all
Got
about Marvel or the Disney, whatever it's called?
Marvel,
Infinity.
Disney, Infinity. Alien, we got to see the reviews on that one.
Costume Quest 2.
No.
Costume Quest 1 is a delightful
I don't even
game.
know what that's about.
It is, did you ever play Super Mario RPG?
Never.
Like for the Super Nintendo? Very similar. It's
Right.
adorable game. Drive Club for the PlayStation 4.
Hot Talk.
Free for you and me as Plus members.
Boom.
Plus members.
But we only get one car, and that car
and
only has
11 trucks.
three tires on it.
Yes.
Well, that sounds like a
But we
great
also get
game.
$10 off the the full release. Full release. It's my middle name. NBA 2K15.
Full release, $70. So we really come out
Ahead.
where we would be.
NBA 2K15.
People love basketball. Games.
Project Spark.
No.
This is the Xbox One thing where you can like make your own games.
Who cares?
All right. Styx.
All right.
There's a game coming out called Styx, Master of Shadows. Styx
based on
spelled
the band?
Like the band?
I don't think it's the band, but
Does
it's
it
spelled
star
that way.
Mr. Roboto?
Yes.
No,
And that is it for coming soon, except
Hit it or miss it, hit of the week. Hit it or miss it, miss of the week. Look out!
my pick this week is
Yes.
for a hit it.
So positive.
A hit it. And mine is for a movie that came out maybe in the early summer. You guys saw it, I believe.
Of course we did. We
and
saw
I
everything.
saw it afterwards, making $149 million domestically.
Oh.
I think it was a surprise comedy hit. Neighbors.
Neighbors, Jared.
Never heard of it.
Neighbors.
No, I'm kidding.
It's called Bad Neighbors overseas.
Yeah, they could not
Yeah.
get that naming here.
Neighbors. I liked
Who's
that
it
movie.
star?
Seth Rogen. And a pretty British lady whose name I don't remember.
Jared knows.
Rose Byrne.
And
Oh, Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
In
And one of the
excellent role.
the Dave Franco. That's the other guy.
Yes.
What a cast, huh?
And McLovin
Yeah,
is in there too.
McLovin.
And the guy from the Mindy Project who was on Stern and does a great imitation of Bigfoot, I think.
Sure.
He's good.
It's a fun movie. Find the unrated version.
Done.
You get to see her horrible. The milking scene is worse.
Oh, it's worse than what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
You had me at milking scene.
149 million. I was surprised that movie did so well.
All right. Calm down. Jared?
No room for Adam to
Under the scope.
editorialize.
There's no room for Adam to blank.
Jack off.
Doesn't work.
That was quite a sonic landscape. And then, did you isolate Adam saying jack off?
No. I haven't isolated any of these things I have notes on. I get busy. What do we do here? Comments.
I don't know. I'm exhausted.
I have some comments that I was going to read in this episode
Skip it.
since they deal with 189, but we are almost at an hour already, so I'm going to skip comments for this one. But I will mention that a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, we made most of our income via the Amazon Associates program.
And that's not just the Scope's income. That is actually our income, the three
We've
of
been
us.
subsisting on ramen and shoe leather since then. You know, shoe leather.
We eat, we
boil
actually
it up.
We eat clothing like they did back in the roaring 20s and 30s.
Exactly. But now that Amazon is either building a data center or a fulfillment center in our home state of Minnesota, we are lifted from the list.
The moratorium, the ban.
The no buy list that Amazon has put. They got a beef
no
from
buy
the state
zone.
of Minnesota, but now they have no choice but to collect sales tax, which I guess stinks for us. But the byproduct is that we now have a brand new Amazon Associates account. So if you're interested in supporting the show,
Yes.
with your Amazon purchase, you can do so. The link is on our website at thescopeshow.com. What you'll also find at thescopeshow.com is links to our Twitter, our Facebook, and our Tumblr profiles. Where are my notes here? It's like I should know this from memory,
You should.
but I just got to look at my notes. And also a link to our YouTube channel where you might already be watching this video program.
Thank you.
So, support our show, buy through Amazon, and if you have any comments on this episode or other episodes in the future, forget those past ones. They're done. They're gone. You can't comment on those. We will never, ever read those comments. They go right into the bin. That's English for trash. Email comments at thescopeshow.com.
Like Jared is on an island right now.
I'm getting no feedback. You guys are tuned out. Adam's playing games over there. I don't know what he's doing. Voicemail 612-21-SCOPE. That's 612-217-2673. And as always, you can become a Patreon. You can Patreon. Become a Patreon. You can support content creators directly by pledging a small amount of money per episode, as little as $1. You can set a monthly cap or cancel anytime. That information is at patreon.com/thescopeshow. Back to you, Shane.
All right, Jared, a production note. For the short term, we need to be talking Amazon at the top and bottom of every episode.
Plug it.
Speaking of Amazon,
We
you should
could even cut a
follow-
promo.
You should follow, in addition to following us on Twitter, you should also follow Amazon Movie Reviews on Twitter. Excellent Twitter.
Do they have their own Twitter?
It's a fake, it's not fake, it is a bot, maybe, that finds the worst Amazon reviews and posts them. It's not a bot. It's
robot.
A human being disguised as a robot. The Daft Punk,
Can you tell on Twitter?
Daft Punk robot, actually. Both of them.
They're working for the Twitter account.
Well, so much for a tight show.
How does this?
Not
So
my
much.
fault. Not my fault.
Where do I end it?
So much for a tight blank.
Do I just leave?
All right. Let's wrap this baby up. Jared, Adam, thanks for being here. Thanks to the Scope listeners and watchers. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves once again at the end. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I know I have. Fear not, Scope faithful. Days shall pass as if they were but a moment. And Jared, Adam, and Shane will return with another thrilling episode. Until then, send your comments to comments@thescopeshow.com or leave a voicemail message by dialing
612-21-SCOPE. That's 612-217-2673.
Thanks for listening, faithful fans. This is Tony Partington saying, tune in next time to another terrific edition of The Scope.